Welcome to Pasadena, California, and to CCL Baseball on the Foresters Broadcast Network. Today, the Stars continue their time on the road as they head even further south to take on the Arroyo Seco Saints. I'm Hunter Shoemaker, and we welcome you to Jackie Robinson Field right across the street from the Rose Bowl. The Stars play their fourth game of this 2026 season, and the Santa Barbara Foresters, the lone team in the CCL South, undefeated. 3-0 mark for the Stars as they take on the Arroyo Seco Saints, who check in today. 2 wins, 2 losses on the year. Here is the starting lineup today for the Foresters. Leading off in at second base, Chris Newstrom. Batting second in center field, Brady Janusik. To bat third and in right field, Kurt Ippolito. The cleanup man and at first base, Nick Salmon. Batting fifth and at third, Landon Schaefer. And the sixth spot, the shortstop, Luke Cornelison. Batting seventh, and the DH, Addison Klepsch, making his return to the Foresters. Batting eighth, Zane Becker does the catching. Batting ninth and in left field, Aiden Camberg, and Jack Fowler will get the start on the hill for the Santa Barbara Foresters. And the Stars will be facing Lincoln Lions on the hill, and Lions had a massive workload this past season with Occidental. 76 and a third innings pitched. And he's going to get the start on the hill, the right-hander, to face the top three, Newstrom, Janusik, and Ippolito for Santa Barbara. The Stars have been a juggernaut offensively through their first 3 games. They have pushed in 35 runs. That is an 11.7 runs a game through their first 3 contests. It has been all gas, no brakes for the Stars. And here is Chris Newstrom to lead off this ball game in Pasadena. A warmer day compared to where the Stars have been the past couple days. First 2 games at home, the comforts of Santa Barbara. A little bit warmer here. It can get quite toasty right across the street from the Rose Bowl. And Lincoln Lions, starting right-hander, will get us underway. We'll miss inside, ball 1. Newstrom found himself yesterday in the 9 spot, ended up going 2 for 4. Pair of singles and also a run scored for Chris. Now batting out of the top spot in this order. 1-1. First of 4 meetings this year between the Foresters and the Saints. The majority of their games, 3 of the 4, will be played here at Jackie Robinson Field. That's on the inside corner, strike 2 on Newstrom. And just to put numbers to the statement, Santa Barbara hitting .336 through their first 3 games. That is best in the CCL. And slugging .495 through their first 3. He was able to check it. Means 2-2. Yesterday, the Foresters on the road for the first time in this year. I should say from where we are currently up at Conejo, who play now at Ventura College. Stars making their way down the Los Angeles area. And it's now 2-2 for Newstrom. Full count. And with that win yesterday for Santa Barbara, now of course 3-0, the only undefeated team, Orange County Riptide have a record of 4-1, so 1 more win for OC Riptide, who the Foresters will get well acquainted with this year. Big bounce over to Freer, tough play in the hole, gets his man, 1 away. That's going to bring up Brady Janusik. And Brady, the freshman who just finished up his first year with Baylor, and the man who hails from the Lone Star State, had a monster year with Baylor. 56 starts as a true freshman. Logged 229 ABs. And ended the game on a 7-year hitting streak. Stands in. The base is clear, 1 down. Strike 1. And across those 56 games for Brady, hit .297 and slugged .563. Again, a monster year for Brady. 1-1. After Janusik, it'll be Ippolito. And if you're just joining us late, Jack Fowler, who got the start and got the ball on opening day, will get his second start of the year. It will be an open for Fowler. Be limited to about 30 pitches. Here's a 1-1. On the inside corner, strike two. Brady, a graduate of Liberty Christian High School, four-time All-District honoree. Over the course of his high school career, hit .325 at Liberty Christian. It's another strike two pitch. That's down the line into right, cutting foul. Remains 1-2. Good battle here with Brady and Lincoln Lyons, the starting right-hander for Arroyo Seco. And as we saw yesterday, then I've also seen today, and through the rest really of this week, the Foresters will continue to get guys trickling in, finishing up their college seasons, finishing up their school years at their respective colleges. Then we'll be making their way to Santa Barbara. Another 1-2 pitch. Ball two. And a strikeout will retire Janusik, 2 down. Nice pitch from Lyons, the fastball high in the zone. So now with 2 down, bases clear, that brings up Kurt Ippolito. Ippolito has found himself up and down this lineup for the 32-year manager, Bill Pintard. Ippolito stands in with 2 down, bases clear. And it's been fun watching Kurt hit through the first 3 games of this season. Fans on the first pitch, strike one. We have highlighted it through the first couple games after what Ippolito did game 1 of this season. Going 3 for 5 with an RBI, 2 runs, and also 2 stolen bases. What an opening day game for Kurt. He continued the excellence in the day 2, heading into the first off day. Changeup missed inside, evens the count 1-1. That's sprayed out of play down the right field line, strike 2. Should Ippolito get on to continue this inning, it will be Nick Salmon for Santa Barbara. Ippolito takes a high ball, 2-2. And we've already mentioned the slugging numbers for Santa Barbara. The 3 home runs already through their first 3 games. It was a season last year that the Foresters had 6 home runs total the entire season. And yet the Foresters have already half that mark through their first 3 games of the season. If you were with us yesterday down in Conejo, Bill Pintard was very optimistic about what his team could do at the plate this year. We've already seen it, the high average, the high slugging numbers. The count is now run full. Ippolito takes ball 4 inside. Great plate appearance by Kurt, and he's on with 2 down in the first. One on, 2 down. Here's Nick Salmon to hit from the left side. Starting first baseman today for Bill Pintard. And we've already mentioned it with Ippolito now aboard. Kurt's already got 3 stolen bases this season. Stole one yesterday when he worked a walk. Nothing in 1 on Nick Salmon. There he goes. That ball is slicing down the line, and it is a foul ball. Bouncing right in front of the warning track. That was pretty well hit by Salmon. Actually bounded over the left field fence. But on the wrong side of the chalk line. Remains nothing in 2. And the Foresters as a unit. 9 stolen bases on 10 attempts. And the Foresters well known for their running game and what they do on the base pass. And actually, Arroyo Seco actually has more stolen bases to this point of the year. Granted, 1 extra game being played for the Saints compared to the Foresters. But again, it's nothing in 2 on Salmon. Ball 1. Well, we see Ippolito make another jump. 2-2. We spoke about it at length yesterday for Salmon. What he did in his time at Golden West CC. He's now committed to Oregon State, the man who hails from Newport Coast. Another 2-2 from Lions. There goes Ippolito, and a strikeout at the plate. Second K of the inning for Lions. Scoreless through a half. Jack Fowler out to the hill for the Sturs.
Foresters fans love to watch a winning team. Like the Foresters, Coastal Copy has also put together a winning team. For more than 50 years, the friendly folks at Coastal Copy have been your local source for copiers, printers, and equipment service for businesses of all sizes. Call them today at 800-995-8835 or visit coastalcopy.com. Coastal Copy is proud to be a sponsor of the Foresters radio family and of the Hugs for Cubs. Coastal Copy and the Foresters, second to none.
It's out of here. It's tough to tell whether that's another Foresters home run or one of the many flights going out of the Santa Barbara airport. With 22 daily departures and 11 direct destinations, including Chicago, Dallas, Las Vegas, San Diego, and Seattle, there's no need to drive and fly when you can take off local at the Santa Barbara airport. Prepare for a departure from the usual travel experience. Choose SBA and depart differently. A proud partner of the Santa Barbara Foresters.
Back in Pasadena, Jackie Robinson Field scoreless through a half. Santa Barbara Foresters, Arroyo Seco Saints. The left-hander Jack Fowler takes the hill for the second time this season. Jack threw 5 scoreless innings on opening day, 1-0 record. Just gave up a single hit against the Philippines baseball group. Just walked a single man and struck out 5 his opening day start. For Fowler, the defense behind him, Landon Schaefer will be at third. Luke Cornelison is at short. Chris Newstrom at second base. Nick Salmon is at first. Zane Becker does the catching. Aiden Camberg in left. Brady Janusik in center. Kurt Ippolito in right. That is the defense for Santa Barbara today. And Fowler will have to deal with Flores, Robinette, and Freer for the Arroyo Seco Saints on a warmer day in Pasadena, but not nearly as warm as it can get here in Los Angeles. But it is always a very nice sight rolling in to Jackie Robinson Field, and you see the massive Rose Bowl just to the right of the ballpark. So the left-hander on the hill. The fastball sits in the upper 80s for Jack. And his first pitch is located as a slider, 0-1. And a 4-pitch mix for Jack. Also works in a cutter along with the slider, curveball, and changeup. That's popped up. Schaefer into foul ground just outside your picture. Can't make the play right on the chalk line, and that ball is going to fall in fair ground. And the leadoff man is aboard. The sun is coming in from right behind essentially home plate, and Schaefer at third had a play at that ball. Got his glove to it right on the chalk line and ended up falling in fair territory, and as a result, Flores is aboard. So the leadoff man on in front of Bryce Robinette. And launches one down the left field line. It's a long run for Camberg, and Aiden makes the catch in foul ground for out number 1. And it will go down as an E5 on Schaefer to allow Flores to reach to start the ball game. Now with one down, that's going to bring up the starting shortstop for the Arroyo Seco Saints, Jacob Freer. The Saints playing their 5th CCL game of the season, 2-2 CCL record. Fastball will miss away at the belt, ball 1. The season started for the Saints on Friday. Took on the San Diego Waves, an affiliate of the CCL South. Ended up dropping that game to an affiliate of the league, 12-7. Won their next 2 and then lost yesterday to OC Riptide here, Jackie Robinson Field. That's in short left. In comes Camberg. Secures out number 2. So a 2 down. Flores at first. That brings up the starting first baseman, Juan Pablo Monzo, to hit from the right side against the starting left-hander, Jack Fowler. Line straight to Landon Schaefer, and the side is retired. Jack Fowler works around a leadoff error after 1, scoreless from Pasadena.
Thanks for listening. But how would you like to read about your favorite team? Hi, this is Jim Buckley, and I'm proud to announce the publication of our first book about the Foresters, Stir It Up, the story of America's most successful summer baseball team, is out now. 100% of the profits from this new book will benefit the Hugs for Cubs. You can buy one at the ballpark or online. Visit sbforesters.org for a direct link, or look us up on bookbaby.com. You can also pick up a copy locally at the Mesa Bookstore or Chaucer's or the Tecolote Bookshop. Stir It Up includes a complete history of the team from the founding by Bob Townsend in 1991 through all 10 national championships under Bill Pintard. You'll hear again from great Foresters players, read about the Hugs for Cubs, check out our all-time records, and much more. Help the Hugs and read Stir It Up. More info at sbforesters.org.
Lee & Sons Plumbing and Heating is proud to join the Foresters family of sponsors this season. I, Conan, a third-generation owner, was proud to coach for the Foresters for several seasons. Just like the Foresters are champs on the field, Lee & Sons are champs off it. We're experts in every type of plumbing and heating service and repair, from leaks and clogs to heaters and faucets. Strike out your plumbing problems by calling us at 805-965-9586. Lee & Sons, the champions of plumbing and heating. 805-965-9586. Stir it up.
Second inning in Pasadena, scoreless Saints Foresters. Schaefer leads off for Santa Barbara. 5, 6, 7, Schaefer, Cornelison, Klepsch get their first look at Lincoln Lions. Lions has a low 80s fastball between 81 and 83. Works in a slider, curveball, and also a changeup. For the starting right-hander that had so much work this past college season. Big bouncer to Freer in the hole, and the throw in time. Nice play at short, one away. One down. Here's the starting shortstop for the Sturs, Luke Cornelison. First pitch swinging into center field. And Cornelison, first pitch he sees, he's on with one out in the second. Cornelison yesterday entered the ball game for Marcus Grease at short. And Cornelison gets the start today in that position. So with one on, one out, that's going to bring up the DH and the longtime Forester, Addison Klepsch. Klepsch now in his third year with Santa Barbara. San Diego native. Last year with the Foresters, ended up playing in 14 CCL games. And also in 2024, right after he graduated high school, played in 9 games with the Foresters. Gets ahead 2-0 on Lincoln Lions. And it's great to see Klepsch back with the Foresters again. Third year, a number of guys returning from last year's team, and then also Klepsch and Ippolito were a part of the 2024 team with the Foresters. And what Klepsch did last year with the Sturs, hit .292 in 57 plate appearances, 57 times he came to the plate. Spent this last season with UC San Diego and the Tritons. To Freer again at short. And they got them both. Freer, Immel, Monzo, a 6-4-3 to end the inning. Lincoln Lions works around the one-out single by Cornelison. And the double play ends the top of the second through 1.5 scoreless in Pasadena.
For a full range of outpatient physical therapy services, go to Alta Orthopedics Physical Therapy. Our experienced and compassionate therapists, Bill Oakley, Alan Edmondson, and Andy Eubank, will provide you with a custom rehab program. For sports injuries, spine care, post-surgical care, and more, you'll enjoy our state-of-the-art facilities and receive a comprehensive program catered to your greatest physical potential. Alta Orthopedics Physical Therapy, where the Foresters go to heal. Visit altaortho.com.
During this time of record market highs and gradual economic recovery, it's essential you have someone you can trust. For 10 consecutive years, the Santa Barbara News Press Reader's Choice Poll has awarded Tremblay Financial Services recognition for the financial guidance they provide their clients. Tremblay Financial Advisors continually educate their clients with new options and financial planning tailored fit to you. For more information or an appointment, call 569-1982 or log on to tremblayfinancial.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Centaurus Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC, a registered investment advisor. Tremblay Financial Services and Centaurus Financial are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including potential loss of principal. No investment strategy can guarantee a profit or protect against a loss in periods of declining values.
Jack Fowler back to work to start the second. Ryder, Asperger, and Andrews 5, 6, and 7 for the Arroyo Seco Saints. Scoreless entering the bottom of 2. First pitch will miss upstairs from Jack. Ball 1. Not a full start today for Fowler after he went 5 on opening day. He capped around 30 pitches today. That's in there, 1-1. But also the 5 innings that he went on opening day, that was on just 53 pitches. Lined and on one hop. Tough play for Schaefer, and that ball trickles down the line. Ryder into second base to start the second. So for the second straight inning, the Saints have their leadoff man aboard. They'll go down as a double for Ryder. First hit of the game for the Saints leads off the second. Again, this is the first of 4 meetings this year between the Saints and the Foresters. It was a season ago when the teams just met on 3 occasions. The Stars won that season series 2-1. And actually all of the games last year, every game was decided by 2 runs or less. And notably, the final game of the regular year between the 2 teams was a 4-hour, 12-inning game on July 6th at Santa Barbara High School. Back in Pasadena, scoreless through 2. The final out of the second inning. Ryder was caught stealing after the leadoff double. Fantastic throw by Becker to get the man over at third base for the third and final out. And it will be Becker leading off the inning. Becker, Camberg, Newstrom, 8-9-1 for Santa Barbara. Scoreless entering the third. Becker gets the nod behind the plate. A very deep catching position this year for the Stars. 2-hopper to Flores. High throw, and Becker is aboard. So the Stars have their leadoff man aboard to start the third. So the Stars in every inning have gotten a base runner. It was a 2-out walk by Ippolito. The first hit of the game with 1 out by Cornelison. And now Becker reaches on an error. Laid down by Camberg. Flores charges, makes the play. No, he's late. Aiden Camberg able to beat it out. Bunt single out of the 9 spot. Fantastic work by Aiden. 2 on, nobody out. What a chance now for the Stars. First time they've gotten a man in scoring position this game. A perfect time as the lineup turns over for Chris Newstrom. Lincoln Lyons got him on a ground out to short his first time. Strike 1. So the error, the bunt single, and Santa Barbara threatening in the third. Bunts back into the screen, 0-2. And if you've been with us the first couple of games, what Bill Pintard has said about this team, especially after their opening day game, how pleased he was. All these different players coming from around the country and just adapting the Forster style of baseball. They've gotten runners on. They've been able to execute the bunts and hit-and-run situations, hit-and-run counts, being able to put the ball in play. Been a lot of praise from the Foresters manager through the first couple games for the Sturs this year. Newstrom fouls it back. Remains 0-2. The lead runner is Becker. Remember all the games last year. The games were decided by 2 runs or less. Would expect more of the same in the 4 games coming between these two teams this year. The 0-2 is hard hit, base hit. Becker to the plate, and the Foresters strike first in the 3rd. Runner advances down to 3rd. That's Camberg, and the Sturs take a 1-0 lead on the RBI by Newstrom. And on the throw down to 3rd base, Newstrom able to advance to 2nd. Still nobody out. First 3 men have reached 1 run in, and that brings up Brady Janusik. Janusik struck out his first time against Lions. Two on, nobody out. Ball 1. Brady this past year with Baylor brought home 53. And a 2 RBI chance for the starting center fielder for the Foresters. Gets ahead 2-0. Remember Lincoln Lions, all the work he had this past year with Occidental. 76 1/3. Gets the ball in the 5th game of the year for the Saints. The first 3 men have reached against him in the 3rd. He'll step off. In the current standings in the CCL, the Saints trailing Conejo, Orange County, and Santa Barbara. Good slider for strike 1. And with that RBI by Newstrom, now 27 on the year for the Foresters. Remember, including the run in this game, they have now plated 36 runs through essentially 3 games and then 2 innings. To Flores at 3rd, knocks it down, goes to 1st, the throw not in time, a run comes in. Janusik puts the ball in play. As a result, Camberg scores the 2nd run of the inning. Still nobody out in the 3rd. Runners on the corners, nobody out. That's on the inside corner now for Kurt Ippolito. Ippolito walked his first time. We see Janusik attempt to make a jump to 2nd base. That ball gets away from 3rd. Newstrom to the plate. And Janusik will motor his way to 3rd. A 2-base error by Lincoln Lions. Plates the third run of the inning and gives Janusik second and then third base. And just like that, the Foresters have plated 3. Still nobody out in the third. Laid down. It's going to be a bare hand play by Flores. No play. What a bunt. Bolito, the bunt single, Janusik in. 4 runs in the third inning, and 5 straight have all reached base for the Foresters. And by the way, Janusik went down as an error for him able to reach. So no RBI on the play for Brady, but he gets on, plates the 4th run of the inning. And another bunt single by Santa Barbara to bring up Nick Salmon. Strike 1. Already 3 errors committed by the Saints in this game, to go along with 4 Forster hits to make it a 4-0 ball game, top of 3. 0-1 on Nick Salmon. Strike 2. Lions got Salmon on a strikeout back in the first. Gets ahead of Nick, 0-2. Runners on the move. It's a ball at the plate. And down to second goes Ippolito. So Kurt using the legs into scoring position. Able to swipe the bag. 10th stolen base by the Foresters this season. That gets rid of any ground ball double play. It's now 1-2. A 4-run inning for the Sturs. The first 5 have all reached. 2 on errors, 2 on bunt singles, and then a base hit in a right by Chris Newstrom. Here's the 2-2 from Lions. And a strikeout, 1 away. With 1 away, 1 on. Here's Landon Schaefer. He's 0 for 1. He grounded out to short in the last. So now with Santa Barbara having played 4 runs through 2 1/3 of the CCL, but put up 8 yesterday against Conejo and already have 4 against the Saints. Schaefer. Big cut for strike 2. But the errors plaguing the Saints in this inning. 3 errors in the inning alone by Arroyo Seco. 0-2. Lined into right, Robinette. Easy for out number 2. No advance on Ippolito. 2 down in the third. With 2 down, that brings up Luke Cornelison. Luke singled his first time. Cornelison, that was his first hit of the summer with Santa Barbara. Came in yesterday in the middle of the game against Conejo and has his first knock. RBI chance, and there goes Ippolito. Over to third. We saw that opening day. Ippolito is able to run his way over to third base after reaching on opening day, and does so here in the third. Two and 0 on Luke Cornelison. Should Luke continue the inning? Klepsch next. That's foul back into the seats. Strike one. Actually back into foul ground. Looked like that ball was coming right back toward us, but it'll end up making a play by Cam Andrews, the catcher. A lot of room behind the plate to record out number 3. Cornelison fouls out right behind the plate, retired by the catcher, but Santa Barbara push in 4 on 3 hits. And after 2.5, 4-0 Santa Barbara in Pasadena.
Foresters fans love to watch a winning team. Like the Foresters, Coastal Copy has also put together a winning team. For more than 50 years, the friendly folks at Coastal Copy have been your local source for copiers, printers, and equipment service for businesses of all sizes. Call them today at 800-995-8835 or visit coastalcopy.com. Coastal Copy is proud to be a sponsor of the Foresters radio family and of the Hugs for Cubs. Coastal Copy and the Foresters, second to none.
It's out of here. It's tough to tell whether that's another Forester's home run or one of the many flights going out of the Santa Barbara airport. With 22 daily departures and 11 direct destinations, including Chicago, Dallas, Las Vegas, San Diego, and Seattle, there's no need to drive and fly when you can take off local at the Santa Barbara airport. Prepare for a departure from the usual travel experience. Choose SBA and depart differently. A proud partner of the Santa Barbara Foresters.
For a full range of outpatient physical therapy services, go to Alta Orthopedics Physical Therapy. Our experienced and compassionate therapists, Bill Oakley, Alan Edmondson, and Andy Eubank, will provide you with a custom rehab program. For sports injuries, spine care, post-surgical care, and more, you'll enjoy our state-of-the-art facilities and receive a comprehensive program catered to your greatest physical potential. Alta Orthopedics Physical Therapy, where the Foresters go to heal. Visit altaortho.com.
After a 4 spot by Santa Barbara. Head to the last of the third. Donnie Morgan, Dylan Immel, Braden Flores, 8-9-1. Get their look at Jack Fowler. Expect this to be the last inning for Jack. Pitch count capped at about 30 pitches today. First pitch lifted to right. Ippolito right in front of the track. 1 pitch, 1 away. By Fowler. Ball game started for the Saints. Their leadoff man getting on via an error. There's a leadoff double by Ryder in the second. The lone base runners to their first 8 batters. And that brings up the number 9 man, Dylan Immel. 1 away and the base is clear. Slider is located on the outside corner, 0-1. And so the Foresters, the only undefeated team in the CCL South. And you look back to last year's team, it was a team that won 27 games throughout the course of the 25 season, went 23-9 in CCL play. That's what the Foresters did last year. Came up short in the NBC. That's the ultimate goal. It's going to be Camberg in left for out number 2. And all these games for Santa Barbara and their legendary manager, Bill Pintard, all about peaking at the right time. Of course, you always want to win, play the right way, do it right. But at the end of the day, you want to make sure you manage your team properly, all the arms in the pen. We're only going to see Fowler likely this inning, and then his day will be complete. Same thing with your entire lineup, making sure guys, if they get a little banged up, you take care of them and have everyone firing on all cylinders come the end of July. Fowler working quick, a ball and a strike on the number 1 batter, Braden Flores, who reached on an E5 his first time. That's foul back. It was the heater by Fowler. 1-2. Flores sees the ball in the dirt. 2-2. If you're joining us, late Becker's behind the plate. Schaefer at third. Cornelison short. Newstrom at second. Salmon is at first. Camberg is in left. Janusik in center. Ippolito is in right. Flores sees a fastball high. Full count. The Saints so far this season, 1-2 at home, their first 3 games, Jackie Robinson Field. That's down, and Flores continues the inning with a 2-out walk. First walk given up by Fowler today, just the second walk given up by 21 this year. Remember, Fowler's the first pitcher all season long, actually the second to Lucian Wexberg, who pitched yesterday for the second time. But the first man who started a game to collect his second start of the season. So after losing Flores, first pitch will miss down to Bryce Robinette, 1-0. This will be the 25th pitch for Jack rather. 2-0. And here comes Bill Pintard out of the first base dugout. And the game plan today for Fowler, it'll just be an open in the middle of this plate appearance against Bryce Robinette. The manager in his 32nd year is actually approaching 1,200 career wins. I'll have to double check some math and make sure we know when that 1,200 win is coming up. But it's down to single digits. And Bill Pintard, what he said last year, the team that came up short in Wichita, really praising the team and committed to doing it right day in and day out. And the juxtaposition between that team from last year and then the 2024 team, Bill Pintard says it was night and day how the guys competed last year, and almost Bill Pintard said revitalized himself, saying how nice it was having the guys last year. And yes, they did come up short, but how great of a team that was last year. So after the plate appearance, rather the conference on the hill, next pitch will miss inside, 3-0 to Robinette. That's upstairs, ball 4. So after losing Flores, Robinette will reach on a 4-pitch walk. And that brings up Jacob Freer. 2 on, 2 out. In a 4-0 ball game after the Foresters put up 4 in the top half of this inning. Ball one. Sliders foul back over the third base dugout. 1-1. What the Forester pitching staff has been able to do in their first 3 games, only giving up 2 earned runs all season as in 3 games, but still very impressive. A whip underneath 1 through their first 3. It's been pretty much lights out for the entire staff for the Sturs to this point. Here's a 1-1. Line to center. Toggling is Janusik, and that ball is at the wall. Flores is in to the plate, Robinette, and over to third. Their ball gets away, and Freer is going to come to the plate, and just like that, a Little League home run. Freer comes all the way around. It is a 4-3 ball game. Ball hit to the wall. Freer got to third. A wild throw allows him to come to the plate. And just like that is a 1-run ball game in the third. And now Bill Pintard out of the first base dugout. That's going to do it for Fowler. He'll end up going 2 2/3. And he'll exit this ball game with the Foresters on top by 1. We'll step aside, 4-3 ball game. The last 3 reaching for the Saints to make it a 1-run affair. The bottom of the third.
For a full range of outpatient physical therapy services, go to Alta Orthopedics Physical Therapy. Our experienced and compassionate therapists, Bill Oakley, Alan Edmondson, and Andy Eubank, will provide you with a custom rehab program. For sports injuries, spine care, post-surgical care, and more, you'll enjoy our state-of-the-art facilities and receive a comprehensive program catered to your greatest physical potential. Alta Orthopedics Physical Therapy, where the Foresters go to heal. Visit altaortho.com. Foresters fans love to watch a winning team. Like the Foresters, Coastal Copy has also put together a winning team. For more than 50 years, the friendly folks at Coastal Copy have been your local source for copiers, printers, and equipment service for businesses of all sizes. Call them today at 800-995-8835 or visit coastalcopy.com. Coastal Copy is proud to be a sponsor of the Foresters radio family and of the Hugs for Cubs. Coastal Copy and the Foresters, second to none.
One-run ball game, bottom of the third. Josh Woodworth takes over on the hill for the Sturs. First pitch checked foul off the bat of Juan Pablo Manzo. So if you're wondering yourself, Josh Woodworth, he's been at the plate. Yes, he has. He started 2 games in the lineup for the Foresters. Already has 4 hits on the season. He takes over on the hill. Quickly ahead, 0-2 on Manzo. On opening day for Josh. Ended up going 2 for 4, a walk, brought home 3 runs, plated a run himself. And then that next day, another 2-hit day. Manzo lifts one to center. And Janusik will move in to secure out number 3 on 3 pitches, but the damage done by the Saints in the third. With 2 down, they plate 3 runs, and after 3, 4-3, Sturs. Four-three ball game, top of the fourth. Bottom 3 for the Foresters, Klepsch, Becker, Camberg. 1-run affair. Going after the first pitch, straight to Morgan in center. 1 away. That's going to bring up Zane Becker. Zane 0 for 1. Did reach when he led off in the last inning. That was on an E5. Between the two teams, there have been 5 errors already committed in this game. 2 for the Foresters, 3 for the Saints. Fastball misses inside to Zane. 1-0. And Lincoln Lyons remains on the hill, the starter for the Saints. And that fastball of his in the low 80s. Dotted on the corner, 1-1. And Becker was the first of 4 runs to come in the last. And actually, all 3 of the Saints' errors happened in that last inning. Ball 2. And even though the Foresters jumped out to that 4-0 lead, we said it earlier and we'll likely say it throughout the course of this entire season series. These two teams typically play each other very close. Hard hit, knocked down by Flores. Makes the play. Great work by that third baseman for the Saints. 2 down. A lot of balls hit the way of Flores over at third. 2 quick outs for Lincoln Lyons. That brings up number 9 batter Aiden Camberg. Bunt single his first time scored. And it's interesting for these two teams. The Foresters and the Saints 1 and 2 across the slash line in terms of rankings in the CCL. across the slash line. These two teams 1 and 2 across all 3 statistical categories. And you've seen it already in this game. Granted, a bunch of the errors, but with the Saints played in 34 runs in their first 4 games and the Foresters played in 35, these two teams have played a lot of runs early on. It's now 1-1 on Camberg. Ball 2. Over to Immel. And the Stars go in order in the 4th. Through 3.5, 1-run game in Pasadena.
It's out of here. It's tough to tell whether that's another Foresters home run or one of the many flights going out of the Santa Barbara airport. With 22 daily departures and 11 direct destinations, including Chicago, Dallas, Las Vegas, San Diego, and Seattle, there's no need to drive and fly when you can take off local at the Santa Barbara airport. Prepare for a departure from the usual travel experience. Choose SBA and depart differently. A proud partner of the Santa Barbara Foresters.
Lee & Sons Plumbing and Heating is proud to join the Foresters family of sponsors this season. I, Conan, a third-generation owner, was proud to coach for the Foresters for several seasons. Just like the Foresters are champs on the field, Lee & Sons are champs off it. We're experts in every type of plumbing and heating service and repair, from leaks and clogs to heaters and faucets. Strike out your plumbing problems by calling us at 805-965-9586. Lee & Sons, the champions of plumbing and heating. 805-965-9586. Stir it up.
Josh Woodworth back to work on the hill for the Foresters. We'll have to deal with 5, 6, and 7. Ryder, Asperger, and Andrews. Ryder doubled his first time. That was against Jack Fowler. Here's an 0-1. That's located on the slider, 0-2. Four-three ball game, bottom of the 4th. Jack Fowler ended up going 2 2/3, the starter for the Foresters, and Woodworth on 3 pitches took care of Monzo for the final out. And he has a strikeout to start the inning. Foul tip back into Becker's glove. 1 down in the 4th. One down, that's going to bring up the DH Sean Asperger. Strike 1. The DH popped up to second his first time. Got underneath it and to center field. Easy for Janusik. 2 down. And for Josh Woodworth taking over on the bump. We've already spoke about what he's done at the plate this year for the Foresters. Well, this year with Pepperdine, 4 appearances on the hill. Ended up throwing 5 2/3 for the Pepperdine Waves. Actually, his last outing on the hill was March 3rd. That was against Michigan when he ended up tossing two innings against Michigan in early March. Got 2 quick outs here in the 4th. Starts off Andrews with the ball high and in, 1-0. Back-to-back fastballs missing from Josh. 2-1. That's lined the other way, and a base hit in front of Ippolito. A 2-out knock for Cam Andrews continues the inning for the Saints. His first hit of the day. So a 2-out hit. The number 7 batter, Andrews, continues the inning for the Saints. Donnie Morgan will get his first look at Josh Woodworth. Woodworth is a guy that was a 2-time perfect game All-American and Max Preps All-American with Ventura High School. That fastball is on the inside corner, strike 1. All 7 runs on the scoreboard occurred in the 3rd inning. It was a great bounce back by the Lions to retire the Foresters in order, get the train back on the tracks. That's outside first, strike 2. That's on the outside corner, and a strikeout ends the inning. The second K of the afternoon for Woodworth. The Saints strand 1 after 4. Sturs on top 1-0 over the Saints. Four-three ball game into the 5th inning, and this 5th inning brought to us by Finney's Craft House. Finney's now has 2 locations in Santa Barbara, one on Lower State Street and one in Goleta. Finney's is a great place to gather before or after any Foresters game. Finney's Craft House. New pitcher into the game for the Saints. Oscar Salazar takes over, faces the top 3. First pitch swinging, hard hit by Chris Newstrom, base hit. Perfect way to start for the Sturs. Newstrom aboard to start the inning. Newsham aboard for the second time today. He's 2 for 3. And that's going to bring up Brady Janusik. Brady is 0 for 2, a strikeout. Reached on errors last time, came around to score. Lays it down, Salazar. Good play off the hill, 1 down. Janusik does his job, down to second, Newstrom. And in scoring position, that brings up Kurt Ippolito. Ippolito 1 for 1 with a walk. Bunt single his last time. Also stole 2 bases. That's outside third, strike 1, and a chance for the Foresters to regain some of the runs that they conceded in the bottom of the third. Remember, both these teams, in terms of what they've done this season, putting the ball in play, getting on base, and hitting balls hard, the best 2 teams in the league in the early goings of this season. That's down the line, but well foul. Strike 2 on Ippolito. All 3 games last year between the Saints and the Foresters decided by 2 runs or less. Actually, the first game that was played here at Jackie Robinson Field had to be suspended due to the lights turning off for the Foresters last year. The game had to be resumed the next time that the Foresters came down to Pasadena, which was a couple weeks later. Start time being bumped up by a half hour compared to last year's games. It's 0-2 on Ippolito. Ball 1. The inning started with the single by Newstrom, the sacrifice by Janusik. And it's going to hit him. Ippolito hit by the pitch to put 2 on, 1 out in the 5th.
Ouch, that looks like it hurt. This hit by a pitch brought to you by AltaOrthopedics.com. Got hurt? Call them.
Two on, 1 out. That's going to bring up the cleanup man, Nick Salmon. 0 for 2 today. He has struck out twice, but gets his first look at Oscar Salazar. After the starting pitcher, Lions ended up going 4. He's on the hook for this one. Foresters leading by 1. That's down 1-0. Foresters finishing up their 2-game road stint. Be back at home the next 4 days to finish out first full week of their 26th season. That's rolled to the right side. Immel, nice play. Flips on to first, got them both. And a 4-6-3 double play ends the inning. The Sturs had their leadoff man aboard, come up empty-handed through 4.5. Santa Barbara by 1.
It's out of here. It's tough to tell whether that's another Foresters home run or one of the many flights going out of the Santa Barbara airport. With 22 daily departures and 11 direct destinations, including Chicago, Dallas, Las Vegas, San Diego, and Seattle, there's no need to drive and fly when you can take off local at the Santa Barbara airport. Prepare for a departure from the usual travel experience. Choose SBA and depart differently. A proud partner of the Santa Barbara Foresters.
Bottom of the 5th inning, new arm takes over for the Foresters. Caleb Hoover will take the hill for the second time this season for the Foresters after Josh Woodworth will go an inning and a third. Caleb will have to deal with 9-1-2, Emil Flores Robinette. 1-run ball game, bottom of the 5th, 4-3 Foresters. So Hoover takes the hill for the second time this year. Pitched on opening day against the Philippines baseball group. Hoover tossed an inning that day. 19 pitches, walked one, struck out one. That's bounding over to Newstrom. He can't make the play in the hole. And the leadoff man is aboard for the Saints. It was a long run for Newstrom. And Emil at the 9 spot is on to start the 5th. Lineup now turns over. Flores goes after the first pitch. Strike one. He'll go down as an E4 to allow Emil to reach. So now both teams with 3 errors on the afternoon. All 7 of the runs occurred in the 3rd inning. And Flores was one of the guys that reached on air to start the game. Spits on that one, 1-1. He then walked in the 3rd, came around to score. Oh, that was against Jack Fowler, the left-hander who started this game. There goes the runner. It's a strike at the plate, and a great throw from Becker, but sliding in safely is Emil. Stolen base gets him down to second, nobody out. Earlier in this game, Ryder was caught stealing at 3rd for the final out of the 2nd inning. It's 1-2 now on Flores. In the air to left. Camberg on the diving play. Makes the catch. 1 down. One on, one out. That's going to bring up Bryce Robinette. 0 for 1 with the walks, has scored a run. And it's pretty cool. The battery, 2 returning Foresters, Zane Becker playing last year with the Sturs, along with Caleb Hoover. Granted, it's a different role this year for Caleb. Serving as a 2-way guy, getting back to throwing as he is recently committed to Nebraska after spending last year at South Carolina. The reason Hoover didn't pitch last year was coming back from a broken hand injury. He was just happy to get the bat back in his hands. Didn't throw last summer. Wasn't active very much on the hill with South Carolina this past year. Getting back into it. That's lined into the gap in right center field. Emil to the plate. The game is tied. Down to second, Robinette. RBI double ties the game in the 5th. So after the leadoff error, the Saints able to capitalize, bringing him home on the RBI by Robinette. Tied game. The batter is now Jacob Freer. He's 1 for 2. Fastball in at the knees, strike 1. In case you're wondering, Freer was the one who came all the way around to the plate and scored. When he put the ball up against the wall, dead away in center field, it went down as a double. Then scoring on an E7. He's in the hole, 0-2. Freer will go down looking. Called strike on the inside corner, 2 down. So Hoover gets Freer looking. It's the second K this summer for Caleb. Trying to limit the damage to just a single run, keep it a tied game. It's going to bring up Juan Pablo Manzo. RBI chance for the cleanup batter. He's 0 for 2. Handled by Becker. Ball 1. The run that's come in this inning, unearned on Caleb Hoover. Through the first 3 games, just 2 earned runs against the Foresters pitching staff. They've had a whip of less than 1 through their first couple games. Bouncer over to Newstrom. And the inning is over. Leadoff man reached on an error brought home by Bryce Robinette. And after 5, tied 4-4, Saints, Foresters.
Lee & Sons Plumbing and Heating is proud to join the Foresters family of sponsors this season. I, Conan, a third-generation owner, was proud to coach for the Foresters for several seasons. Just like the Foresters are champs on the field, Lee & Sons are champs off it. We're experts in every type of plumbing and heating service and repair, from leaks and clogs to heaters and faucets. Strike out your plumbing problems by calling us at 805-965-9586. Lee & Sons, the champions of plumbing and heating. 805-965-9586. Stir it up.
For a full range of outpatient physical therapy services, go to Alta Orthopedics Physical Therapy. Our experienced and compassionate therapists, Bill Oakley, Alan Edmondson, and Andy Eubank, will provide you with a custom rehab program. For sports injuries, spine care, post-surgical care, and more, you'll enjoy our state-of-the-art facilities and receive a comprehensive program catered to your greatest physical potential. Alta Orthopedics Physical Therapy, where the Foresters go to heal. Visit altaortho.com.
Tied game in the 6th, Schaefer, Cornelison, Klepsch for the Foresters. Santa Barbara put up all 4 of their runs in the 3rd, 4 unanswered by the Saints since. Strike 1 on Landon. He is 0 for 2 today. Grounded out to short and then was retired on a line out to right his last time. In the hole, 0-2. Oscar Salazar remains in this game after taking over in the 5th, working around a leadoff single. Ball 1. And what will be the resolve for the Foresters throughout the entire season, the Foresters have rarely spent time tied with their opposition. Yesterday, they jumped out to an early lead, didn't look back. Here's a 2-2, full count. And the Oaks had a late push in the 8th inning, making things interesting. Lucian Wexberg was called upon for the final 6 outs, picked up the first save of the year for the Foresters. But it's now a brand new game in the 6th. Here's a 3-2 to Schaefer. That's called strike on the inside corner. 1 away. And that is the 4th strikeout by Saints pitching. There's been 3 to this point by Santa Barbara pitching. There was a strikeout fest yesterday, really on both sides. First pitch is rolled over off the barrel of Cornelison. 1 pitch, and Luke is retired for the 2nd out. So now 2 down, bases clear, and to finish that thought on yesterday's pitching, the Stars struck out 15 Oaks yesterday. Wexberg had 4, Hunter Vincent had 6. And the Foresters struck out 12 times yesterday at the hands of the Oaks. So a lot of Ks both ways. And hitting now for Klepsch at the 7th spot will be Colt Chamberlain. Klepsch making his return to the Foresters for the 3rd straight year. Will be lifted for the pinch hitter Chamberlain. As the DH spot for the Foresters. On the inside corner, strike 1. And Chamberlain made his season debut yesterday when he pinch hit for Aiden Camberg. That was in the 7th inning. Pinch hits in the 6th here tonight. So we're just past 7:15 local time in Pasadena. That is hard hit, and that ball is foul on the wrong side of the chalk line for strike 2. Chamberlain this past year with Coastal Carolina, 14 games, and last year with the Foresters, 93 plate appearances during the regular season. Ended up hitting .306 a season ago. Behind in the count, 1-2. Prior to going to Coastal Carolina this past season was with Texas. His first year of collegiate baseball. 2-2 to Cole. Full count. He worked 19 walks last summer with the Foresters. With 2 down in the 6th. That's ball 4, and Chamberlain, a 2-out walk, continues the inning for Santa Barbara. Chamberlain aboard. That brings up Zane Becker. Zane is 0 for 2. Got on via an error. Grounded out to 3rd. He did come around to score the first of the 4 runs in the 3rd inning for Santa Barbara. Starts off with a high strike, 0-1. And one thing that the Foresters have been able to do so well through this season, well, when they score runs, they continue to score runs. It seems like their first couple games, once they kind of broke the dam, plated their first run, a waterfall of runs ensued. That's just off the end of the bat and back into Andrews. It's now 0-2 on Zane Becker. You look back to yesterday, 8 runs were sprinkled across 4 innings for Santa Barbara. Here's an 0-2 to Zane. Handled by Andrews, ball 1. Chopped outside third. It remains 1-2. The Saints, their time at Jackie Robinson Field this year, their 3 games, 1 win, 2 losses. They lost to the San Diego Waves, an affiliate, on opening day on the 5th. Here's a 1-2, and that's on the inside corner. And the inning is over. Becker goes down looking. A 2-strikeout inning for Salazar. And the Sturs strand 1 through 5.5. Tied at 4 between the Saints and the Sturs. Tied game, bottom of the 6th. Caleb Hoover back to work on the hill. Has to navigate 5, 6, 7. Strike 1 on Evan Ryder. Ryder 1 for 2. Doubled his first time. Woodworth got him on a strikeout back in the 4th. Here's an 0-1 from Hoover. A high strike, 0-2. And it's pretty cool to see Caleb, after what he did last year with the Foresters, at the plate, and then just getting back on the hill. See the confidence continue to build in him. Here's a 0-2. And Ryder had the first hit of the game for the Saints. Got underneath it. Back goes Cornelison. Says he has it. 1 down. And that's going to bring up the DH, Sean Asperger. Sean is 0 for 2. Pop up on the infield and a fly out to center. Brand new game after a tying run was plated by the Saints in the last inning. 6 errors combined between the two teams. 3 on Santa Barbara, 3 on Arroyo Seco. You look at the first couple games for Santa Barbara. There were 2 errors yesterday. A clean game against Santa Maria on Sunday. Then against the Philippines, 1 error. But they have piled up and compounded here for both teams. It's 2-0. Asperger gets ahead 3-0 on the pitch, missing inside from Hoover. There have been 4 runs scored for the Saints, just 2 earned runs on Santa Barbara pitching. Same thing for the Saints. That's a strike, 3-1. So I've added the 8 runs, just 4 of them earned. A lot of similarities between these two teams. Entering the bottom of the 6th inning. 3-1. Towering ball, and that draws foul. And into the bullpen. It was a hard run from Ippolito right into the fence. He's okay. But the count is now full. 5 hits for the Foresters, 4 hits for the Saints. With 1 down and the bases clear, Sean Asperger. We'll now see a 3-2 pitch from Caleb Hoover. Asperger goes down, a looking called strike 3. And the second K for Hoover. Caleb has now retired 4 in order. That brings up Cam Andrews. Andrews singled his last time. That was off of Woodworth. Was retired by Fowler in the second. Got him on a fly out to right. Ball 1. The Foresters playing a 34-game regular season schedule. Out of those 34 games, 11 of which away from the confines of Santa Barbara High School. Comes a 1-1 from Hoover. That is foul right off the plate. Strike 2. Other areas that the Foresters will go this season. Take on the MLB Academy Barons, and then also down to Orange County. In Irvine, take on the Riptide. Also up to the Slow Blues in San Luis Obispo. The Blues play out of the Northern Division. All the other teams, the Stars, play in CCL, play at the South. That is lined into right and down for a base hit. And Andrews is on to continue the inning in the 6th. He's now 2 for 3. That brings up Donnie Morgan, number 8 hitter for the Saints. Hoover starts him off with the fastball. Missing upstairs, ball one. And Caleb, graduate a couple years back from Rockwall Heath High School. Over to first base, and they got him caught flat-footed. Andrews picked off of first base. Heads up from Hoover. Ends up just having to face the minimum in the 6th. On to the 7th. Tied game 4-4 between the Foresters and the Saints.
Lee & Sons Plumbing and Heating is proud to join the Foresters family of sponsors this season. I, Conan, a third-generation owner, was proud to coach for the Foresters for several seasons. Just like the Foresters are champs on the field, Lee & Sons are champs off it. We're experts in every type of plumbing and heating service and repair, from leaks and clogs to heaters and faucets. Strike out your plumbing problems by calling us at 805-965-9586. Lee & Sons, the champions of plumbing and heating. 805-965-9586. Stir it up.
It's out of here. It's tough to tell whether that's another Forester's home run or one of the many flights going out of the Santa Barbara Airport. With 22 daily departures and 11 direct destinations, including Chicago, Dallas, Las Vegas, San Diego, and Seattle, there's no need to drive and fly when you can take off local at the Santa Barbara Airport. Prepare for a departure from the usual travel experience. Choose SBA and depart differently. A proud partner of the Santa Barbara Foresters.
Seventh inning rolls in Pasadena at Jackie Robinson Field. Camberg, Newstrom, Janusik will face Oscar Salazar back out for his third inning. Starts off Camberg, a pitch missing away at the knees, ball one. All four of the Santa Barbara runs occurred in the fourth. 4 runs on 3 hits, along with 3 errors by the Saints. The Saints pushed in 3 in the bottom of that very same inning and then tacked on 1 in the 5th. Good count now for Aiden, who's 1 for 2. Also a run scored. Two and one. On the inside corner, Salazar gets back in the count, 2-2. Top of the order on deck for the Sturs. Can they find some base runners? And one thing with the sun setting behind home plate and really about 7 o'clock from where the field is orientated here in Pasadena, depending on how long this game goes and how long we're under the lights, interesting time of night here in Pasadena. That is line and drawing foul, means 2-2. The way that these lights operate here at Jackie Robinson Field, it's almost an odd texture. It's not the best light. It's not super crisp and clear. And if you're not accustomed to it, it makes life very difficult. Camberg lifts a ball to right. Robinette to his left. A few steps. 1 away. One down, base is clear. That brings up Chris Newstrom. 2 for 3 day for Chris. Chris spending the last 2 years with Tennessee, native of Scottsdale, Arizona. Sees a slider missing away at the knees, ball 1. His freshman year with Tennessee. Put up some impressive numbers. Played in 33 games, started 13 for the Vols. Hit .351. And this past year had 60 plate appearances over the span of 27 games. Time being called, it's now 1-1. And Newstrom was the first man that faced Salazar in this game after the starter Lincoln Lyons went 4. Pitching change occurred in the 5th, and it was the man at the plate, Newstrom, who led off. Hard hit single in the left. He was stranded at second. Ball 2. And as we progress through this game, top of the 7th, remember, when these two teams met 3 times last year, all 3 games were decided by 2 runs or less. Right now we're tied. Ball 4 down in the dirt, and Newstrom is aboard for the 3rd time today. 2 hits, and now base on balls to get on with 1 out in the 7th. That's going to bring up Janusik. Ready 0 for 2. He scored a run when he reached on error. He's also laid down a sacrifice. What will the Foresters draw up here, as it is this 1-run game? Foresters have already swiped 2 bases today, both courtesy of Kurt Ippolito. But it's now Janusik at the plate. There goes the runner. It's a ball in the dirt. Down to second, Newstrom. So the aggression pays off for Santa Barbara. The first pitch, it was down. Couldn't be handled by Andrews. And as a result, the Stars have the go-ahead run in scoring position with 1 down. Check swing foul, strike 1. After Janusik will be Ippolito, who has reached safely 3 times today. Opportunity to regain the lead. Up the middle, base hit. Newstrom to the plate. Morgan's throw is a good one, and the ball gets away down to second, Janusik, and the Stars plate the go-ahead run. RBI single by Janusik, 5-4, Santa Barbara. Advancing on the throw to the plate, down to second for Brady. So now a 5-4 ball game. And the batter is now Ippolito. RBI chance for Kurt. With 1 in, 1 on, and 1 out. That's a base hit. Janusik will be held at third. Runners on the corners, 1 away. After the leadoff man was retired by Salazar, the next 3 reaching. And the batter is now Nick Salmon. And here comes a visit to the hill for the Saints. Remember, Salazar has been in this game since the 5th. And actually, Salazar got Salmon on a 4-6-3 to get out of the inning back in the 5th. But Santa Barbara has regained the lead, their first run since the 3rd inning. And the Stars have now plated 40 runs already this season. In the college year, and you wouldn't know that the Stars, with what they have done offensively, weren't accustomed to the Lumber, but safe to say with a couple games under the belt, the Foresters into the full swing of things offensively with the Lumber. And it will be Salmon with 2 on, 1 out. How many more can the Stars push in? Janusik at third. Going after the first pitch, sprayed down the left field line and into the street. That runs parallel to the ballpark, strike 1. The RBI by Brady Janusik has given the Foresters the lead. Will we see Ippolito make a jump for it from first? That's an inside strike, 0-2. After Salmon, barring any ground ball double play would be Schaefer. That nearly hits him, misses inside. Good play by Andrews. Ball 1. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Salazar. Runners on the move. Ippolito down to second safely, and Ippolito has his 3rd stolen base of the game. And Ippolito, one last thought, on 18. A bunt single his last time. He's been hit by a pitch and walked, reaching safely for all 4 times he's come to the plate today. That gets rid of any ground ball double play. Salmon reaches for it. It's going to be Freer to first, but a run's in. RBI ground up by Salmon brings home Janusik. It is now a 6-4 Forester lead. Salmon picks up the RBI, and the Stars pick up their 2nd run of the inning. It's now Schaefer. Strike 1. And in 0 for 3 in this game. After Camberg was retired, the next 3 have reached base. Salmon the RBI ground out, and Schaefer sees a ball in the dirt, 1-1. Granted, we are just in the top of the 7th, but the Foresters will be looking back to being back home tomorrow to close out the entire week, the next 4 at home. Big chopper to Freer off 1. Gets his man, but the Stars bring home 2. 2 runs on 2 hits. Going to the bottom of the 7th, and the Foresters now on top 6-4 over the Saints.
It's out of here. It's tough to tell whether that's another Forester's home run or one of the many flights going out of the Santa Barbara airport. With 22 daily departures and 11 direct destinations, including Chicago, Dallas, Las Vegas, San Diego, and Seattle, there's no need to drive and fly when you can take off local at the Santa Barbara airport. Prepare for a departure from the usual travel experience. Choose SBA and depart differently. A proud partner of the Santa Barbara Foresters.
Brody Berlowitz now into the game. First pitch will miss down and away to Donnie Morgan. Brody will have to deal with 8-9-1. Morgan, Immel, Flores. 6-4 Forester lead. That's the towering fly ball. Easy for Janusik in center. One down. And for Berlowitz now on the hill, Brody ends up working on Sunday against the Santa Maria Indians. End up going one. Just needed 13 pitches to record 3 outs. Walked 1, struck out 1 in a game that was truncated to 7 innings, with the Stars prevailing in a shortened run rule game 14-0 over the Indians. So with 1 down, here is Dylan Immel. Off speed located on the outside corner. Strike 1. Brody just finished up his 3rd year with the University of Central Oklahoma in his redshirt sophomore campaign. 18 appearances on the year. He did have a couple starts and also led the team in saves with 5. Induces another fly ball. Longer run this time for Janusik in center, but comfortable for out number 2. And by the way, for Caleb Hoover, who Brody takes over for, Caleb's line, 2 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, which was unearned. No walks and 2 punch-outs for Caleb in his 2nd appearance on the hill. And of the 4 pitchers today, 3 of the 4 taking the hill for the 2nd time this season for Santa Barbara. Going after the first pitch, Flores, strike 1. Base is empty, 2 down. In the last of the 7th. 2 massive runs for the Foresters, top half of this inning. To the right side, nice play in the hole by Newstrom. And the Saints go in order. Berlowitz works quick, a pair of flyouts and a ground out after 7. Stars on top 6-4 over the Saints.
During this time of record market highs and gradual economic recovery, it's essential you have someone you can trust. For 10 consecutive years, the Santa Barbara News Press Reader's Choice Poll has awarded Tremblay Financial Services recognition for the financial guidance they provide their clients. Tremblay Financial Advisors continually educate their clients with new options and financial planning tailored fit to you. For more information or an appointment, call 569 29, 1982, or log on to tremblayfinancial.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Centaurus Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC, a registered investment advisor. Tremblay Financial Services and Centaurus Financial are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including potential loss of principal. No investment strategy can guarantee a profit or protect against a loss in periods of declining values.
On to the eighth, 6-4 Foresters on top of the Saints. Fourth game of the year for the Sturs. And Santa Barbara have Cornelison, Chamberlain, Becker, 6, 7, 8. Can the Sturs get a few more insurance runs as the first pitch runs inside on a fastball to Luke, ball 1. Oscar Salazar remains on the hill for the Saints. He's been out there since the 5th. That is outside third for Cornelison, 1-1. Luke today is 1 for 3. Salazar got him on a ground out his last time. Had a base hit to start off the game in the second. Takes one on the inside corner, 1-2. Luke just finishing up his freshman year with Arkansas. Played in 6 games. Here's the 2-2 from Salazar. Full count. Luke was rated the number 5 overall prospect in the state of Arkansas by Perfect Game, coming out of high school 2 years back. Payoff pitch. That's down in the dirt, skips into Andrews, and Cornelison is aboard safely for the second time today, and the leadoff walk starts the 8th for Santa Barbara. That's going to bring up Colt Chamberlain. Digs in for the second time today. He pinch hit for Klepsch in the 6th in the DH spot. So Chamberlain, who yesterday made his Forester debut for the season, and Asen Klepsch, who started in the 7th spot, making his debut for his 3rd summer with the Foresters today. First pitch missing away, ball 1. After the leadoff walk, Chamberlain now at a 1-1 count. The Foresters have stolen 3 bases today, rather 4. Ippolito has 3, Newstrom has 1. Here's a 1-1. That's sprayed back, strike 2. And how big were those runs in the last inning for Santa Barbara? If they can maybe scratch in a couple more. Already saw the Saints put up a 3 spot in this game. That's called strike 3. Chamberlain will go down looking. The off speed from Salazar located high in the strike zone, 1 down. Third K by Salazar, sixth by Arroyo pitching. So with 1 on, 1 out, that's going to bring up Zane Becker. Zane is 0 for 3. Fastball in at the knees, 1-1. Zane, another one of the guys from Texas A&M. All 2 years, I should say both 2 years, college baseball for Becker with A&M. Fans on it, making the jump to second. The throw just skips past Immel at second. And Cornelison swipes second, his first stolen base of the summer. In a scoring position. It's now 1-2 on Becker. Camberg next. Becker checks it. 2-2. Four runs in the third, 2 in the seventh for the Sturs. Comes the 2-2. To Freer. Goes to third and safe. Runners on the corners. Freer electing to go to third. Cornelison slid in. As a result, Becker aboard on a fielder's choice. Runners on the corners, 1 out in the 8th. And that brings up Aiden Camberg. 1 for 3 at bunt single. His first time scored a run. Lays it down outside third. Strike 1. And we saw Cornelison well off at the third base bag. At least tried to advance Becker down to second. What can they do with Cornelison at third? Right side, scooped by Immel. Get one at second on the first, and they got them both. Fantastic turn by Immel for Monzo. And the 4-6-3 gets out of the jam. The Sturs had 2 on, 1 out, come up empty onto the last of the 8th. Sturs on top by 2.
Foresters fans love to watch a winning team. Like the Foresters, Coastal Copy has also put together a winning team. For more than 50 years, the friendly folks at Coastal Copy have been your local source for copiers, printers, and equipment service for businesses of all sizes. Call them today at 800-995-8835 or visit coastalcopy.com. Coastal Copy is proud to be a sponsor of the Foresters radio family and of the Hugs for Cubs. Coastal Copy and the Foresters, second to none.
Brody Berlowitz back to work on the hill. Brody took over in the last, faced the minimum. Has to deal with 2, 3, and 4. First pitch miss to Robinette. Here's a 1-0. Is lifted the other way into right. Ippolito back. Comfortable play for Kurt. 1 down. And of the 4 outs by Brody, 3 of the 4 have been fly balls. So now with 1 down, bases clear, and a 6-4 game last of the 8th. Batter is Jacob Freer. Freer's been a part of 2 double plays, actually 3 double plays turned by this infield for Arroyo Seco in this game. Goes after the first pitch, strike 1. A double play ended the 2nd for Santa Barbara, ended the 5th, and has ended the 8th. 2 of which started with second base, and the other one was a 6-4-3. Off-speed mission away from Brody, 1-1. So the Sturs lead by 2, looking for 5 more outs. For today, 1 for 3. Hoover got him on a strikeout his last time. And Caleb Hoover went 2 and Cade 2 along the way. Here's a 2-1. That's sprayed back over the third base dugout, 2-2. But Freer played at a Little League home run back in the 3rd, doubled off the wall, came in on an error. Two from Berlowitz. Bounced over to Salmon at first, wins the foot race, 2 down. Now let's navigate the cleanup batter, Juan Pablo Monzo. Juan Pablo 0 for 3. Grounded out his last time. A fly out and also a line out to 3rd. Goes after the first one, Cornelison at short. 3 up, 3 down once again for Brody Berlowitz. Perfect 2 innings for Brody, and we are headed to the 9th in Pasadena. Sturs on top 6-4 over the Saints.
Foresters fans love to watch a winning team. Like the Foresters, Coastal Copy has also put together a winning team. For more than 50 years, the friendly folks at Coastal Copy have been your local source for copiers, printers, and equipment service for businesses of all sizes. Call them today at 800-995-8835 or visit coastalcopy.com. Coastal Copy is proud to be a sponsor of the Foresters radio family and of the Hugs for Cubs. Coastal Copy and the Foresters, second to none.
Ninth inning has rolled in Pasadena. Stars on top 6-4 over the Arroyo Seco Saints. Stars have their top three, Newstrom, Janusik, Ippolito, and they'll be facing a new pitcher. Just the second man out of the pen, Angel Escobar, takes over after Oscar Salazar goes 4 in relief for the Saints. 2-run game. First pitch located on the inside corner, 0-1 on Newstrom. What a day for Chris, 2 for 3, a walk, 2 runs scored, an RBI, and a stolen base for the starting second baseman today for Santa Barbara. Fooled on the next pitch, 0-2. How about Brody Berlowitz? Perfect 2 innings in the 6th and also 8th innings. Can the Stars get extra insurance? As it stands, Janusik, who stands on deck, brought home at this point the winning run, who Newstrom got on via a 1-out walk his last time in the 7th. Instead, he goes down swinging here, 1 away. Just the second time Chris retired in this ball game. That brings up Brady Janusik. Base is clear, 1 out, fooled on the off speed, 0-1. The secondary stuff Escobar started with against Newstrom and Janusik. Trying to keep this 2-run deficit for the Saints. Give Arroyo Seco a chance in the bottom half of this inning. And they're off speed, 0-2 now on Janusik. Brady's last time an RBI single. The 0-2 is down, ball 1. Brady also reached on error back in the 3rd, scored a run. So he's plated 2 of the 6 runs on the board for the Stars. And back-to-back strikeouts for Escobar, 2 down. And now with 2 down, top of the 9th. Looking towards the 9th, the bottom half this inning. Ryder, Asperger, and Andrews, 5, 6, and 7, will be up for the Saints. But here is Kurt Ippolito, and Kurt has reached safely all 4 times he has stood at the plate today. 2 for 2. He has walked, and he has been hit by a pitch. Nearly grazed him on his left side, ball 1. He's also stolen 3 bases in this game. Sends a breaking ball into center field. Morgan to his left. And this game is going into the bottom of the 9th. The Foresters leading 6-4 over the Saints. 5, 6, and 7 coming up. Foresters looking to lock it down in the last of the 9th.
For a full range of outpatient physical therapy services, go to Alta Orthopedics Physical Therapy. Our experienced and compassionate therapists, Bill Oakley, Alan Edmondson, and Andy Eubank, will provide you with a custom rehab program. For sports injuries, spine care, post-surgical care, and more, you'll enjoy our state-of-the-art facilities and receive a comprehensive program catered to your greatest physical potential. Alta Orthopedics Physical Therapy, where the Foresters go to heal. Visit altaortho.com.
Last of the ninth, save situation for Trent Roach. Second time Trent takes the hill this season, and who just finished up his freshman year with Cal. Looks for 3 outs, his team on top 6-4. Bottom of the ninth, Evan Ryder digs in. The number 5 batter who is 1 for 3 in this game. Fastball blazing right past him, 0-1. Fastball for Trent between 89 and 93 on the year. Another fastball chopped outside third. Strike 2. Last night, Lucian Wexberg went 2 innings, picked up the first save of the year for the Foresters. Came in the firefight in that 8th inning. Took care of business. Again, fell outside third. This past year with Cal, Trent had a 2-1 record, did have 1 save. Looking for his first of the summer. Ahead in the count on Evan Ryder. But really, it was a pretty impressive year. Freshman campaign playing with Cal. 30 2/3 innings pitched this year for Trent. Pitched on opening day for the Foresters. And he starts off the ninth with a strikeout, 1 away. Trent on opening day against the Philippines went the 8th. Was able to work around a 2-out error. Only needed 13 pitches to do so. Here's Sean Asperger. On the inside corner, strike 1. Asperger 0 for 3. As it stands, Newstrom and Janusik played in 2 runs in the 7th. The difference in this game after the Saints tied it with 1 in the bottom of the 5th. Tied 4-4 until that 7th inning. That's a mile in the air. It's tough to locate in this falling light, but making the play in foul ground, Schaefer had to adjust last minute, making a diving, not really diving, but a lunging play to his left. Records out number 3 in foul ground outside third. 2 down. Roach looking for 1 more out and the save for the Foresters. And the batter will be Cam Andrews, who is 2 for 3. Both of his singles have gone through the right side of the infield. Another fastball from Roach, 0-1. The 4 games last year, rather the 3 games last year, were all decided by 2 runs or less. And as it stands, 2-run advantage for the Foresters. Needing just 1 more out. 1-1. Just past 8:15 local time, where things start to get a little bit hazy here. Jackie Robinson Field, the texture on these lights, not the sharpest, not the cleanest. That's on the outside corner, and the Saints down to their final strike. Strike 2 pitch to Andrews. Gets him, no, it's going to be pitch just missing away, 2-2. Thought Roach hit that outside corner on Andrews. This time he gets him, the fastball right past him, and the ball game is over. Final score in Pasadena, Foresters 6, Arroyo Seco 4, And it was the 7th inning, the difference maker in this game. Newstrom got on a one-out walk. Janusik brought him home, and Brady was brought home by Nick Salmon to make it a 6-4 line for the Foresters, and the Sturs now 4-0 to start their 2026 season. Trent Roach picks up his first save of the summer, and the Sturs win this game 6-4. The Saints and the Foresters will meet 3 more times this season. 2 more down here in Pasadena, one of which will also be played in Santa Barbara. But the Sturs will be back home tomorrow. They'll finish out the week on a 4-game homestand. First pitch will be scheduled at 4:30 Pacific time against OC Riptide, who make the trip up the coast to take on the Sturs for the first time this season. For the entire team, for the entire front office, for Bill Pintard, I am Hunter Shoemake saying so long from Pasadena. The Sturs still undefeated, take down the Saints 6-4 in Pasadena.